Hey guys, I'm Adam.
And I'm Gage.
And this is the Beaver Fever Juice Review.
A Halloween-themed Beaver Fever Juice review.
Today we're going to review White Devil from the Immortality line sent to us by Van Mist Vapor Co. Thank you, Van Mist.
Andrew over at Van Mist Vapor sent us this whole line and another line for the purpose of review. And we're slowly going to be putting those out. So we got a lot of juice coming.
Oh yes, good stuff on the line. Alright guys, before we hop into the juice flavor real quick, we're going to talk about the mods a little bit. K-Box 200, Triton V1 on top, clapping coils on the inside, which is what I always use though, it's the same coils in there. And yeah, one thing I want to say about the K-Box real quick is paint chips super easily, like Gage said. Like, there's a piece missing there, the back, like, in the first day I had it, I ripped off a bunch of paint in the back, don't even know what happened both times. And just under the buttons it's starting to chip too, and there's scratches all over it, and oh man. It's, I've had it for like 3 weeks, I think, and it's taken quite the beating.
Yeah, Kanger, that's like the only thing that I can say about their mods. I haven't really used their new mods, but their older stuff, I've had the K-Box, I've had the mini 50 watt, and I have that one. I have a 200 in red. And the finish has always flaked off of them within days. Unless you're one of those people that can tolerate a silicone sleeve, they're going to chip.
Yep.
That being said, the internals and the board and everything inside them is rock solid. I've dropped mine more times than I can count. I've gone through I don't know how many tanks I've smashed off the top of my K-Box. Thing works fine, has a big chip in it. Like, yeah. I've got the Tesla Invader 3 with my Alliance V2 on top. I just got some 6-wrap transformers in there. They came out to 0.28, hit them about 80 watts.
Roughly.
Or half battery power with the Tesla.
Yeah. One thing just to say quickly about why we like to... Gage likes to drip anyways, and I always like my tanks with the coil heads. But one of the other reasons we do it is the flavor difference. Like, we both get a different... flavor.
You get a slightly different flavor profile.
And Gage is always different because he can put whatever coil he wants in there, changes it up all the time. But me, it's always the same kind of flavor, whereas Gage, you know... I guess I'd be like the level. I don't remember what you'd call that word.
Control?
The control.
The control?
I'd be the control.
Ah, the base. Yeah, and like just to kind of educate some people, because I know people are going to ask why. And here's why. Partly because I can make whatever coil I want and put it in there. So, perfect example is because I have 2 or 3 drippers at home ready to go. If I take a juice and put it on the transformers and then drip it onto a set of Claptons, I might get a different flavor altogether. Different notes are going to come out just because coils react differently. And the other thing is that tanks are, even though they have adjustable airflow and they have airflow from the top and they have all this stuff, it is more restricted because there is a small tube inside that air has to travel through. Whereas with a dripper, it's a lung shot. There's less. I had a word to say that. There's less resistance, is what it is. You have to physically breathe. You don't have to breathe as hard with a dripper to kind of get the same outcome as you would with a tank.
See, and I kind of like it more because, as weird as it is, cause it's more like a cigarette. Like, I'm not just sucking in oxygen like that. Like, I feel like I'm actually hauling on a cigarette or something.
Yep. Dripping is generally not... I know this for a fact. Dripping is not what gets people off of cigarettes. I can tell you that.
It's not close at all.
It's not close at all. And I mean, I love to drip. Yeah. I will take a dripper over a tank any day. I can tell you, that can suck. Driving?
Yeah. Don't drip and drive,
anything,
people.
Yeah, do not drip and drive. Not a good idea, seriously. Not that I've tried it, just don't do it. Anything active, like where if you're moving at a pace that is quicker than walking, you really can't drip.
Walking down the street with Gage sometimes, like, wait!
You can't, like, you have to carry bottles. There's no reservoir there's a very little reservoir that fills up, so you can get juice in your pocket and stuff like that. But man, the pro, which is the flavor, which is the customization, which is what I like about vaping, is totally worth it.
Back to the quick little thing you have to hold your juice. One time he had a dripper that I went to go hit, and I tilted it, and he's like, man, you can't tilt that, you're gonna get juice everywhere. I'm like, the fuck? You gotta hit it straight, like bend your head?
Yeah, the juice well was
yeah.
like that big, so anything, 2 drops too many, and it was coming out the side.
But yeah, other than that though, I like drippers. I'd rebuild one day. I just can't afford it, and I like my tanks too much. And
you know what, man? The convenience of a tank. There are days where I'm like, fuck it, I'm taking my tank because I don't feel like doing it.
Yep, exactly.
So guys, we're just gonna talk about the bottle for a couple minutes before we dive into the flavor profile.
Yep. Van Mist doing a good job with their labels as usual.
As always, their labels are always spot on, phenomenal.
And their top cap is going to be changing. They're going to be changing that to a child-proof dripper. Yeah,
I was talking to Andrew at Van Mist, and they're going to be including the Sriracha tip and the child-proof squeezy bottle.
Yeah, so anybody who does like the Sriracha tip, which I can see with drippers, it's helpful.
It's very convenient.
The juice comes out so fast. It's just bad for my tanks because I almost overflow it into the breathing tube sometimes.
Chimney.
The chimney! I need a sweeper for my chimney. Fuck, I haven't cleaned these things in a while.
Yeah, they can get gross if you don't.
Yeah.
We've talked about the Van Mist labeling before. It's always really good. I can't wait. Oh, I just made a mess. I can't wait until we get to show you.
Speak of the devil. Punny.
These puns have got to stop. Gross. Not really gross, just now I'm going to have juice everywhere. Sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, their labels are always phenomenal, and I really can't wait until we get into the Iris line, because those labels are...
They look great.
Blow your mind.
Yeah.
Somebody
Definitely catch your eye.
Catch your eye.
Another one.
This is awful. But yeah, guys, like we've reviewed. This is the second review for this line that we've done. The labels are all kind of the same. They're nice and legible. They got a best before date.
Yep.
They got a batch number.
Let you know all the details.
131901. Whatever that means. Has a danger, like a warning on it.
Comes in 70 ml bottles, which how much did you say?
$34 for 70 mils of juice. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. And it's good stuff, not gonna lie, man. We're vaping it at 3 milligrams, and it's a max VG juice.
3, 2, 1, go. So guys, we're going to talk about this flavor a little bit. It's a lemon lime gummy worm.
Super good.
It's pretty damn good. Like, Van Mist does a lot of things well, and one of those things is when they say a flavor is going to taste like something, it tastes like it.
Yeah.
Like, they have a couple juices that are champagne-based, and I didn't really think that you could get a champagne taste out of a vape, but you can.
Yep. It's very dry taste. You get the white wine off of it, but...
It's hard to talk about a juice when you like it, because you can only say that you like it so many times.
Oh, exactly.
There is one thing I'm not crazy about this juice, and that is that when I put it on the dripper, because we were talking about the airiness and the different draws, I find that I get a much more crisp flavor out of a tank, because it's a little bit tighter draw. The flavor's not weak, but it just, when you put it on a dripper with a lot of air, it gets aired out.
Yeah, it definitely dims the flavor a bit.
Yeah.
I honestly, I tried the dripper too, and it's, like you said, it's airier. You don't get as much of the taste, but you taste the lemon stronger, I find.
You do.
The lemon
get a lot. Comes through on the dripper a lot more.
Whereas this, I find it's sweeter, and you get the mix of the lemon and the lime equally.
Yeah. Out of the tank, I find that it really reminds me of Aries from the Versus line that we talked about 2 weeks ago. And that was like a cherry limeade. And minus the cherry, I get a very...
Limeade.
It's not a lemon flavor, but lemon is in it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely understand that, where you're going.
Yeah. And kind of to talk about that is that lime is one of those flavors that I think if you made a straight lime, like key lime pie vapes, they're good, but if they're not done right, it is an incredibly
bitter, sour.
Yeah. It's almost uncomfortable because lime is just like that. But the lemon mashes it together.
Yeah.
Kind of tastes like 7-Up.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, actually. It has, because it is sweet, but you get more of the lemon lime off of it, so it gives it that 7-Up Sprite taste to it.
Yeah. That's good juice.
say something for a sec too?
Yeah, man.
Because you said before how like candy juices that taste like candy obviously do it right, but you've had candy juices that for some reason don't taste like candy.
Yeah.
What I don't understand, and maybe somebody who makes juice can explain this, is candy is literally just
Sugar.
instead of juice with flavoring in it, it's whatever, you know, if it's a gummy, it's the gelatin stuff with flavor in it. So if you're flavoring your juice with the same thing a candy's being flavored as, and you know what I mean?
I think the issue is that, like, Maynard's, as an example, they aren't going to give out their flavor recipe to a tobacco product. So I think the challenge that juice companies have is that they say, okay, we want to make a juice. We want a juice that tastes like fuzzy peaches. Let's make a juice and try it.
And hope that it tastes
and
like
we'll
fuzzy
see how
peaches,
close we can get without totally ripping it off.
Right.
Because
I mean, there's like no name brands of candy, too, right?
Yeah.
They still have peach flavored candies that taste great and taste like peaches. So it's weird that you see juices sometimes that theoretically
are so wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I think it's more of the...
I think part of that is just because they don't have, like, a base flavor to... Like, they're kind of taking a shot in the dark that we can make it taste like this.
And hoping, like, to me, I think to make it a good candy, it's got to be sweet enough. So you have to have enough sweetness in it to taste like a candy. If this didn't have enough sweetness, it'd just be a lemon limeade.
12 Monkeys would make such a killer candy juice just because of how they sweeten their stuff.
Yeah,
like,
they flavor it
the
really
12
well.
Monkeys line is always incredibly sweet, and people, it is true, they gunk up your coils really fast because they're naturally sweetened. They're not artificially sweetened like 99% of other juices, and the trade-off there is that the flavor comes through much sweeter, much more crisp, but your coils aren't going to last nearly as long.
Exactly.
So guys, this has once again been a Beaver Fever Juice review. I'm Gage.
And I'm Adam.
We were talking about the White Devil from the Immortality line by Van Mist.
I want to say thank you, Van Mist.
Yeah.
Thank you, Van Mist, for sending us White Devil and the rest of the Immortality line. You guys are awesome. You also sent us one of your other lines, Iris, which we're going to be reviewing as well.
That's going to be reviewing as a whole, as the whole line, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Big shout out to everybody on social media, Facebook, Instagram. There's a handful of you on Twitter. The Cloud Cave, who help us in promoting all of our stuff. All 1,000 members for the support and whatnot. You guys keep bringing us back to make more videos, so
thanks a lot, guys. Also want to say thank you, Jordan, for being a great cameraman and editor. You're the best. Wouldn't be able to do any of this without you. And once again, just shout out to Van Mist for sending us all their juice. You guys are the bomb. Thank you, Andrew.
Remember, guys, you can find us on social media at BeaverFever_NB. And until next time, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and to always keep her cloudy.
Keep her cloudy, guys.
That might have been our best fog out ever.
3, 2.
Oh, that didn't work. I wanted to break.
Go. Whenever you're ready to go.
Okay. Adam just hit me with some styrofoam, and I don't know how to react to that. So let's talk about some bottles.